Good morning and welcome to another episode of Moms in Real Estate in the Morning with myself and Kristen Cantrell. We are so stoked it's we have so many amazing partners that not every week do we get to go live just the two of us. So I'm excited for us to chat a little today.
I know, me too. It's been a wild Monday morning so far.
It's been a wild kickoff to 2026. Okay. I don't know about the other agents out there, but I'm like, who lit the freaking market on fire, which I'm so thankful for.
Yeah.
I'm like so thankful for, but at the same token, I'm like, I don't know that I was completely ready. So today we're actually going to be talking about that a little bit. Like we know 2025 showed us, and we say all this stuff with love, right? But 2025 showed us that you can still sell houses regardless of market condition, right? And you can still have success. So in 2026, the biggest thing is what we want to talk about today is like busy is not productive, right? And top agents are simplifying to win in 26. And honestly, I just feel like if agents feel exhausted but not profitable in this market, there's something broken in their model.
Yeah, absolutely. We do something called Real Cafe every month here in Arizona. And we were roundtabling just like the start of 2026 and everybody's just like on fire right now. And they said the same exact thing as you. They were just like all of a sudden everyone's been like waiting, and then 2026 happened. Everyone's like, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's been wild. I had 3 properties. So I mean, I'm on like my 4th escrow on some of my properties coming out of 2025. So that like speaks to what 2025 was. But then we had, I think 3, for sure 2 that had been sitting for, we had just kind of hit the 60-day mark, and we had just done a slight price correction, and boom, like the 2026 happened. And it wasn't just one offer, it was like multiple offers. And so it was just really unique to go from like nothing to like 2 and 3 offers literally within, and it's Murphy's Law, right? Like, so they all come in like the same Saturday night or whatever. But Kristen, I think the reality is that busyness is often, a mask for avoidance. And I think us as agents are so guilty of being busy. And I think going into 2026, we have to be so aware of like where we're intentional versus where we're busy. And so like an example of that, I have agents that I talk to and they're like, well, I'm posting every single day. I'm hosting events. I'm building my brand. I'm doing all the things. But then I'm like, okay, but are we going deep in all the things? Because it's really easy to go wide. It's not so easy to go deep. So I will take myself as an example. I'm really guilty of like posting, but then I am not productive in my follow-up. So therefore, that's something that we do that creates us to be busy, right? Posting makes me busy, but follow-up actually gives me depth and conversion, right? And so it's the same thing with like hosting events. Like if we don't have conversion from those, they're not productive. So I think it's so important that we take like stock of our business and we ask, where are we going too wide and not deep enough, right?
Yeah, this is such a good thing to be thinking about, because I spent so many years where I would do an events and I did not have a process and procedure around it. So it's like, oh, and then like time would go by and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I saw them at an event. I never even followed up with them. So
right.
With every aspect of what you're doing, you need to be thinking about those things. We even last week, I couldn't sleep. I got up at 3:50 in the morning and I went like ham on some SOPs. I was like, we're going to like everything that we do needs to be so dialed in that we have process and procedure. So our team's on the same page, so that all of these things, we're not just wasting our time. Like Randy's saying, we could post all day long, but if there's no follow through and follow up, like it's a waste of our time. So really look at each pillar in your business and ask yourself if you're going deep on those.
Yeah. Well, because most agents are not overwhelmed, they're undercommitted, right? That's just the reality. Like most agents are not overwhelmed. We're undercommitted. And the truth is that top agents, what we're seeing right now is top agents are not looking for more lead sources. They're not adding more systems, and they're not chasing new strategies. But what they are doing is they're cutting ruthlessly, right? They're getting lean and mean. They're repeating what converts, right? They've just reviewed their year coming off 2025. They reviewed their numbers. They're not just like on social media for the sake of being on social media. They're on the lead sources that gave them the strongest conversion, right? Mm-hmm. And they're protecting their time like revenue. And so really what we want for you as moms in, our community is to really take take a hard look at your business and see where you need to go deep, see where you need to get more intentional. And like Kristen said, start building those SOPs, because as a mom, what you don't want is a business, whether you're a solo agent or you are a team lead, no matter where you're scaling in your business, you don't want a business that lives and dies with you. You want to be able to actually go on vacation or like leave for a week and hand that off to somebody. And if you don't have like the intentionality of SOPs and you're not doing a handful of things really, really well, as opposed to 500 things poorly, you can't ever ask somebody to step in there and cover for you.
Yeah. And we say this because you guys, we've done this in the past very, very poorly, where we had a million things going on and it's complete chaos. And it's something that we're always trying to get better and better and better at. We find holes in our business, but it's so freeing when you have like the system in place around each part of your business, and you're not just like, you know, I always say, like, when I describe myself in the past, I was like a chicken running around with my head cut off. Sometimes I'm still like that, but I feel like it's gotten so much better, and I can give credit to like having process and procedure around everything in my business.
Yeah. I mean, in most moms, you know, we hear the balance component. Like, you don't need better balance. You need better boundaries. You need better boundaries. You need to understand that, you know, the time constraints that you think are your disadvantage are actually forcing you to have functionality that will give you excellence in your business, right?
Yeah, totally.
And I think sometimes we just don't look at that.
Maybe we can give them some like practical things that we do, or systems that we use that help us with this.
Yeah, for sure. So of course my brain goes into overwhelm because of, you know, so number one is prioritizing and time blocking, right? That just, like, without a doubt, I know it's so basic and I feel like we all hear it all the time, but it's not just a matter of like time blocking specific appointments, but time blocking specific activities. Like, when are we having the conversations, right? And so for me, that's my opportunity tracker. Anything, anywhere that is like that I hear of, like, okay, Sally at church mentioned that her cousin might want to sell. Like, Sally Church goes on that opportunity tracker. And then every Thursday, I have a time block on my calendar that I go back and I pound that opportunity tracker and I call and I follow up. Can I actually get that a name? Can that go there, right? And then it goes into my conversations, which allows me to actually add them to a database and add them to a plan. And guess what's on that calendar? When I go back and follow up with everybody on my database base where they are, right? So, I mean, I would say the first thing, Kristen, is, you know, 3 non-negotiables. The non-negotiables that you have to be having in your business is conversations, contact, and care, contacts, right? So you have to know where you're having conversations. You have to be taking care of those conversations. And I think that's something that you excel in, because I, just being completely transparent, my word going into 2026 is stewardship, because I have all the conversations and we have great conversations and I'm so excited, and I'm genuinely like so excited when I have a conversation with somebody, but because I'm going so wide and having so many, I'm not going deep. And I feel like this is an area that you're really good. And I'm always like in awe. I'm like, how does she remember everybody's birthday? How does she do all this stuff? Like, and the truth is that up until like a week ago, you didn't have a CRM. So how are you making sure that you're going deep in the relationships?
I wish I had a better, more tactical answer for you guys. I do a lot of different things. I will say, like, my Google Calendar is everything. If it's up in front of me and I'm talking to somebody, I will hurry and put them on, so that I know when I'm supposed to follow up with them. That's always been my CRM. Like I say, I have had no CRM. However, my Google Calendar has been my CRM. I take notes in my appointments and I always schedule tasks and everything. I've utilized that really well. And then I just have like an ongoing, I actually have like a, this week's tasks, and it's always in front of me. And so anytime I'm like talking, I literally just start jotting stuff down all week long. And I have a book out all the time in front of me. And so these two things just sit here, and I feel like they really help. I'm a big advocate too, is if I'm out and about and forgetting, like, I'm not going to remember anything that happens, that I'm like, let's say it's an Instagram message. For example, I have 2 appointments that I booked through Instagram yesterday when I was out and about. I screenshot the message and I email it to myself and or my assistant. And like that way it doesn't get lost. And so if it's in my email, then it's like in a task that I have to do. Is that the most efficient way? No, I could probably have Follow Up Boss app on my phone and be able to do it all through there, but you got to do what works for you. You know, if I'm not comfortable yet in a CRM system, that's okay, as long as I have something else that I'm doing that works. Because when you do have a lot of inbound conversations, it is like you've got to have something to where you're staying on top of them.
Well, I think what you just gave them is really a tactical takeaway, which is the permission shift. the permission shift to run the business however it works for you. I think often we start doing something and then we're like, wait a minute, that's not how other people do it. And then it's like we all of a sudden feel like we have to build a different way. You're allowed to build a business that produces peace for you, right? So like getting, as soon as, number one, tactical takeaway, build a business that produces peace for you, whatever that looks like, right? The other takeaway we just talked about is like, auditing your time. So know what your money-making activities are and know that you have to guard those, right? Like I tell my team every single day, prospecting can be moved. It can never be deleted. So like if like for instance, Jordy was up vomiting, she has like 3 sick babies, blah, blah, blah. Maybe she can't do her prospecting at 9 a.m. Then it happens at 11 p.m. or it happens at 3 p.m., but it happens, right? So going through and circling time that makes you money and crossing out what doesn't, and understanding that as hard as it is, because especially as moms, like we want to serve people well. So it's like we wake up and we're like, let's go, let's address every fire and every problem. And like everything that we already have going is our natural state, but you have to go attend to the new opportunities so that you keep business going. One other takeaway, Kristen, in addition to the time block audit and the permission shift, I would say is really important. I do win my day by noon. So I know some people do this like on a weekly basis, but I do it on a daily basis. I ask myself one question: what are the 3 actions that are most likely to lead, to my best income that I need to do today to win my day? And then as soon as I get those done, whether that's at 9:15 a.m. or 1 p.m., I've won my day. My goal is to do those 3 by noon every day. And so if you just start asking yourself, depending on where your business is, you could even do that weekly. Like, what are the 3 actions that are most likely to lead to income? And then just make sure you get those 3 actions done. I mean, that's a micro habit that compounds and makes a huge impact on your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I also feel like it goes back to also like there's always going to be work that needs to be done. And there's always going to be something we're moms. So there's always going to be something else we want to build, something else we want to develop. But it's like when we can go, oh, wait, we won our day. Like we hit that metric. It gives us freedom to say, okay, I'm tapping out for the day and set those good boundaries, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is very hard to tap out if you're not clear on those boundaries.
Yeah, 100%. So I don't know. Do we have anything else for them? I feel like that was pretty good for a Monday.
Let's give them time to go implement.
Yep. And just remember that, success in 2026, it's not going to belong to the agent who's the busiest, right? It's not going to belong to the busiest agents. It's going to belong to the clearest agents. It's going to belong to the agents that have clarity in their business. And so that's our heart here at Moms in Real Estate. We will continue to show up ourselves and pour into you guys. We have a lot of different opportunities. Last week was Buns Up, Bras Off. If you don't come to that, that's our social component. There's no shortage of trainings and master classes, but Buns Up, Bras Off is kind of a social component. Make sure you're getting in the circle with other people that have that clarity in their business and that aren't trying to figure it out, but have the business that you want to have in 6 months or a year, and tap into them. And I hope that Moms in Real Estate helps you find that.
Yeah, same.
Also, side note, I'll be in Arizona tomorrow, friend.
I know. You're spending the night at my house. I can't wait.
I know. We should share a fun fact that I'm having a nervous breakdown because Kristen is forcing me to go out of my comfort zone all the way around. Like I love her to death. And obviously God put this partnership together because in my last 15 years of partnerships, I don't like sleep at people's houses, but she booked me a flight. I'm coming to sleep at her house. I'm so excited that Dean's going to share his bedroom and let me have his queen bed with Jordy and the baby. But then she's like, let's do a photo shoot. And she's sending me like clothes that I don't wear. I'm like, oh my gosh. So
you do wear biker shorts and t-shirts. I sent you.
I know you did send me some, but she's like, you can't wear black. And you guys know that like Johnny Cash is like my spirit animal. I mean, I don't know if a human can be your spirit animal, but I love black. And so she's like, I don't want you to wear black. Okay. So I order all these clothes. And then I'm like, well, what if I don't get them on time? So Kristen's like, well, you can order them to my house. So I order them to her house. They come like 2 days early. So Kristen has all my clothes and I haven't tried anything on. And I'm like, what if I hate it all? So it's kind of like fun and exciting. And it's also nerve-wracking.
Well, here's a little teachable moment for you guys that I don't know why I didn't think about this before, is we're doing a rebrand for Moms in Real Estate. It comes out next week. So we're so excited. And Randy and me are not together all the time. And when we are, we don't want to take photos. Like it just is what it is. So we're being really intentional with this rebrand, relaunch, and like doing all our new website and everything like that to get really, really good branded photos. Now, something I never thought about, you guys have been doing content days for 5 years, is when you're going in to do content and you're doing for your website and your email signature and your listing books and whatever, everything. If you think through your outfits and think through your brand colors, everything looks so much better. So it's not like I'm telling Randy, don't wear black because I'm being controlling. It's because I built out the website and I want us to be in our new brand colors. It looks so much better. So I'm so excited. You guys are going to see that. Hopefully, the new photos and everything, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, but it's going to look.
I'm so excited. I think it's excited. And I think we should all have a business partner that pushes us out of our comfort zone. So I'm so excited to come down there. And I'm so hopeful that as I try on all those, we're going to have great fits. But always, moms, remember, like, also we get to do this. We get to build business the way that we want, and it should have an element of fun. And we hope that we get to add that to your business.
Wait, I have one more. I have one more fun fact. You can't hang up yet. Did you guys see the new 2025 NAR number of deals per agent report that came out?
I did. I think I'm in like the top, I don't know what it is, but some crazy percent. I was like, what?
Well, here's what I found crazy. Guess what percent of agents sold 0 homes last year?
Probably it was like 60% or something, right? It was some crazy
71.1%. And the number of agents that sold 1 to 4 was 14.9%. So that is just like absolutely insane numbers. I am going to post this in the Facebook group today. I just wanted to like share that fact with you guys. If you're sitting here just like, I don't know, I felt like that was just something that was very eye-opening to me.
Yeah. Well, and I think it can be taken 2 ways, right? Like, so I think for those of you who are in those numbers, in that lower poll, and you didn't sell a house or 1 or 2, like, I want you to take it as like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not on an island. There's other people that have this struggle. But then I want you to go, wow, it doesn't take so much to get out of this. And I want you to like get that plan of like, how do I actually get out of this and level up, even if it's just to that next level. And then for those of us in it, like, you know, like, what does what we talked about today, doubling down on what is working and having more clarity do for our business, and how easy is it going to be to scale, right? I'm so excited for 2026.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All
right, guys. Well, have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys. We'll see you next week. Oh, she's already gone. Bye, guys.